A Highway 7 rivalry on a Saturday night. Does it get any better than this? Good evening, fans. Welcome to Guelph Royals TV. It is the Kitchener Panthers taking on the Guelph Royals live at Hastings Stadium under a clear blue sky and 23 degrees. It's actually popped up to 27 at this stage. My name is Mark Perry. I'll be taking you through tonight's contest. Yes, if you recognize me from my voice, I do call the Kitchener Panthers games as well. But I'm here at Hastings Stadium tonight taking in the back half of this home-and-home series between these two teams. The Guelph Royals 19-12 on the regular season. They now have sole possession. Well, they did have sole possession of third place in the IBL. London now tied with them at 19-12 on the year. London, by the way, in Welland tonight to take on the Jackfish. A number of games in the IBL. We'll keep you updated on how the games go as the night goes along. Guelph coming off that 7-6 victory in 10 innings over the Panthers just 48 hours ago. Hector Yon went 5 innings in that one, but really came down to Brandon Deans and his pitching. He went the final 5. Struck out 8, only gave up 2 hits all throughout those 5 innings. Really set the table for the Royals to come back in that one. The Royals were actually down 5-1 to the Panthers after the first inning in that game. But they kept clawing and clawing and clawing. J.D. Williams came back around to score as the ghost runner in the 10th inning. And then how about a play by Andy Leader in right field with Jet Jarvis sprinting toward home plate. His former teammate Leader absolutely gunned down Jet Jarvis. And that ended up pretty much being the ball game. Nick Parsons came up to bat. He was the next one up. That was his opportunity to try to drive in a run, but Raul Gonzalez was sitting on first and he was stranded there, and the Guelph Royals won their 2nd straight game. Kitchener, meantime, lost their 7th straight game. They have been in a tailspin as of late, 10-22 on the season. Just a game up on last place Brantford. Now actually it is a full game now, as the standings have just been updated. Brantford losing 10-5 to Barrie earlier on today, so Kitchener remaining a game up in that final playoff spot. They're a game back of Toronto for 7th place. So looking to pick up some wins as the final few games of this regular season come about. We're going to have the anthem, and then when we come back, we got some baseball here at Hastings. Stay with us. This is Guelph Royals TV. The anthems are done. The umpire's getting set up. We got some baseball on a Saturday night here on Guelph Royals TV. Glad you can join us The Kitchener Panthers will send Blake Jacklin, Spencer Ross, and Ryan Burnside to the dish here in the first inning. You take a look at the rest of the lineup there. Raul Gonzalez, what a July he ended up having. And, of course, now on a 7-game hitting streak. Nolan Misa, Jordan Carthy, Spencer Voisin, Liam McTagg, and Alessandro Strazzeri round out 1 through 9. McTagg and Strazzeri are call-ups from the Junior Panthers. They'll be taking on Kyle Thomas. 1-1 on the year. He's making his 4th start of the season, his 7th appearance on the year. A 1.89 ERA. He has been stingy when he is on the hill. 19 innings, 23 strikeouts to just 1 walk. He has only issued 1 free pass on balls all season long. Unbelievable from the Mississauga native. 6'3", 210 pounds. His last appearance came in that 9-0 victory over Chatham-Kent on July 27th. He actually started in that game. Went the 4 innings, shutout baseball, only gave up 2 hits, didn't give up a walk, and struck out 7, facing 14 batters. Opponents only hitting .219 off of him this season. He has been dynamite all throughout the year, as has been the rest of this pitching staff for the Guelph Royals. A 3.22 ERA as a unit, first in the IBL. Your defensive alignment looks like this. Ethan Hammond, J.D. Williams, Andy Leader from left to right in the outfield. Brando LaRue is working third. Connor Morrow over at short. Carson Burns is your second baseman. And Josh Garton is manning first. In behind the dish is Franklin Torres. Didn't start against Kitchener on Thursday. Got himself a bit of a rest after he has been scorching hot since coming over to the Guelph Royals organization. Some final deliveries from Thomas to get warmed up. Don Michelle is your home plate umpire for tonight. Mike Kinnear is over at first. And everybody's got a price. Francisco DiBiase is working third base. Kitchener, while mired in that 7-game losing skid, this is a team, maybe their Achilles heel is more of their pitching than the actual offense. Their offense has been doing rather well. They're 4th in the IBL when it comes to runs scored. 197 runs this season, but 265 runs against. Last in the league, not exactly going to win you a few games. That is for sure. For the Guelph Royals, it's pretty much the opposite, although 8th in the IBL when it comes to runs for. They have been able to pile up runs when they do need it most. You look back to that game against Barrie on Wednesday, 15 runs. Really came alive against the Baycats in that 4th inning. A couple of grand slams in that contest. 5 home runs overall. Kitchener looking to wake up some bats here. They had a good first inning on Thursday, scoring 5 runs. Jacklin and Jarvis actually got on base on errors, the first 2 batters of that ball game. We're getting set. Thomas delivers, and that's going to be cranked. 7:34 Eastern. It goes all the way back, and it is gone. The first pitch exits the ballpark, and the Kitchener Panthers, just like that, take a 1-0 lead. Blake Jacklin got all of that one. That is that aggressive approach that the Panthers need at the plate to pile up some runs here tonight. You know they're looking for some revenge after that 7-6 defeat on Thursday. And that was to dead center, folks. It hit the black fencing in behind center field. That one's directed wide of the plate. 1-0 here on Spencer Ross. Has reached base in 19 straight starts. Have to go all the way back to June 1st. The last time the Panthers were playing in this ballpark to see a time that Spencer Ross was starting a game and never reached base. 1 ball, 1 strike. Hit that one to Morrow. Morrow over to first in time. And Spencer Ross is retired on the 6-3. This will bring up Brian Burnside. Didn't exactly have one of his best games on Thursday night. Looked a little bit shaky. But a guy that really does dial in. He's got a great bat as well, hence why he's in the 3-hole here tonight. That one misses high and up for ball 1. Hitting .231 on the season. The delivery, he'll foul that one back. 1 ball, 1 strike. Here on Burnside is, you'll notice a little bit of shakiness there, as that is going to be delivered wide for ball 2. And you saw the camera shake when that ball was fouled back. It's just where the cameras are, folks. It is that meshing that's in behind home plate. And Burnside will put that one into right center. It's a base hit for Burnside with 1 away. And this will bring up big Raul Gonzalez. Hitting .424 on this 7-game hitting streak. 13 RBI in that stretch. Has only struck out 4 times. Went 2 for 5 on Thursday against Guelph. Thomas gets set. And right across Broadway for strike 1. Gonzalez, one of the better hitters in the IBL. He's within the top 10 when it comes to average among qualifying players. Up there in RBI as well. He's 3rd in the league. Actually tied for 2nd with Seth Strong with 34 ribbies, just 2 back of Robert Mullen. Oh and 2. Taking his time there, and that's going to miss inside. And Torres did enough to really slow down that ball and keep Burnside over at first. Hitting .333 against the Royals this season. He's one of the better hitters against the Royals from the Kitchener Panthers. And that just missed on the outside edge. Evens the count at 2 and 2. This is good patience by Gonzalez. Worked himself into an even count. The delivery, swing and a miss. Gonzalez goes down swinging. 2 away. And this will bring up the University of Waterloo product, Nolan Misa. Misa into his 26th game of the season, hitting .244 on the year. So righty bat, right across Broadway for strike 1. That one right at belt level. Misa played 1 game with the Panthers back in 2022. Not really much of a tryout, really. It was just more to fill in the gap. Thomas taking his time here. That one's knocked down the line, foul. Garten has a bit of a chuckle over there at first. Last appearance for Misa went 0 for 4 against Welland. Does have a plethora of hits in the month of July. When called upon, that one's upstairs. 1 and 2. 2 for 4 against Barrie on the 27th. Notably had a 3 for 5 game against the Maple Leafs. I think a number of players in that game had a number of hits. It was a 19-17 final. The 1-2, and that's strike 3. Misa goes down looking, and we are out of the inning. But Blake Jacqueline hammers one over the fence on the first pitch of the ball game. The Kitchener Panthers won. The Guelph Royals, no score as we head to the bottom of the first. This is Guelph Royals TV. Welcome back to Guelph Royals TV. Mark Perry here in the broadcast booth. As we take a look now at the starting lineup for the Guelph Royals, Brando LaRue, Connor Morrow, and Andy Leader will lead things off for the home side. LaRue notably hitting a grand slam last Sunday against Welland. Leader also did the same. Garrett Takamatsu in the cleanup position. He is the DH for tonight. Franklin Torres comes back into the lineup. He is in the 5 spot at catcher. J.D. Williams, who has been on a torrid pace as of late. He's in center field. Josh Garton at first. Ethan Hammond in left. Carson Burns is over at second base. They'll be taking on a former teammate in Danny Garcia. Garcia and Jorge De La Cruz moving to Kitchener in the deal that sent Andy Leader to Guelph earlier on this season. A delayed kick goes across for strike 1. Garcia gets set. The delivery just missing on the outside edge. LaRue hitting .287 on the season, 13 RBI, just the 1 homer. It's the one with the bases loaded from the other night. 29 for 101 on the season. He's been hit by a pitch 5 times. Chops at that one, foul. And my apologies, it was against the Barrie Baycats, not the Welland Jackfish that he hit that slam. 5 home runs in that game overall for the Royals. Holds off on the swing, appeal to first, and they're going to say he did not go around. Went 2 for 4 against the Panthers on Thursday. Hit a double in that game. Not necessarily a power hitter when it comes to getting extra bases as he knocks that one over to shortstop. Gonzalez over to first in time. LaRue retired on the 5-3. And with Connor Morrow coming up, let's take a look now at the starting defensive alignment for the Kitchener Panthers. Spencer Voisin, Blake Jacklin, and Liam McTagg from left to right in the outfield. Raul Gonzalez at third. Spencer Ross working shortstop. Jordan Carthy over at second. Nolan Misa with the southpaw glove working first. And Ryan Burnside catching the balls and strikes from Danny Garcia. Connor Morrow facing an 0-1 count. The delivery well outside. It gets by Burnside. Oh, that a wild pitch. Morrow hitting .308 on the season. Smaller sample size than what you would expect. He's just in his 13th game of the season. The 1-1 popped up, and that'll go in behind and out of play. Morrow, notably in his 6th IBL season, a former Baycat, Canisius College alum, 2-time IBL All-Star, 2016 and 2022. So Rookie of the Year in 2016. The 1-2, swing and a miss. It gets by Burnside. This could be a strikeout, but they're not going to get him. Not a chance whatsoever. Connor Morrow will reach base. Strikeout, but a drop third strike on a wild pitch. And with a runner on board, Andy Leader will step in to face his former mates. Check swing, Misa gloves it over to second. They'll get the lead runner. They won't get Leader, but they'll erase Morrow. Call that a 3-6 on the putout. So Leader will reach on the fielder's choice. This will bring up the former IBL MVP and Rookie of the Year, Garrett Takamatsu. Tak was in the game 48 hours ago, went 2 for 4, drove in a couple of runs. Watches that one go across for strike one. Hitting .274 on the year. His first season with the Royals after a number of seasons with the Maple Leafs. And it was 25th game on the year. His season high on the career, 29 games he got into in 2021. As part of that MVP season, when was batting .419 with the Maple Leafs that season. Hit .256 in the playoffs. Danny Garcia gets set with a runner on first. The delivery, he goes over to second base, and they're not going to get him. It gets by Jordan Carthy, and that's a stolen base for Andy. So it's 1 ball, 1 strike. And Tak will get set up here again. The delivery, and he'll foul that one off. So by my count now, it's actually a 2-2 count. Andy really got a good jump over at first to get that free stolen base. Garcia gets an extra look at him. The delivery, that one misses outside. Full count here with 2 strikes. Runner in scoring position here for the Guelph Royals. Hitting 3:04 on the year with runners in scoring position. Tack hitting 3:06. And he cranks that one. Playable, though, and that's going to be caught. Got some energy into the crowd. The fans were hoping that one had enough to go over the fence, but the catch is made by the left fielder, and we are through and off to the second inning. It's the Panthers 1, the Royals, no score. Stay with us. This is Royals TV. Welcome back to Guelph Royals TV. Jordan Carthy due up here for the Panthers. They have a 1-0 lead on the Guelph Royals. Blake Jacklin hitting one over the fence on the first pitch of the ball game on Kyle Thomas, who needed 17 pitches to get out of the first inning. Holds off on the swing, didn't go around. That's ball one. Panthers did get that 5-1 lead in the first inning back on Thursday night, but the Royals did climb back in that one. That one misses, 2-0. Notably, just kept chipping away, had a run in the fourth, the fifth, and the sixth. Before the seventh inning, they were able to get a couple, and that one's going to be sent into left field. It's a fair ball. Carthy circling around, goes all the way to the fence, and he gets into second base, standing up. Carthy with a leadoff double for the Panthers. So Spencer Voisin now coming in for the Panthers. Panthers hitting .276 with runners in scoring position. Hitters only hitting .215 with that same situation against the Royals this season. Voisin gets set, watches that one miss on the outside, just barely, for ball number one. Voisin in his third IBL season, former Brantford Red Sox, played for Brantford in 2021 and 2023. The 1-0, and that'll get at the knees for strike one. Although he did appear for the Brantford Red Sox in those two seasons, only played a combined 20 games in the IBL before this season. Also another member of the University of Waterloo Warriors. A number of Warriors signed contracts with the Panthers this year. That one gets by Thomas and into center field. Voisin gets on with a base hit, and he'll get an RBI to boot. The Panthers have taken a 2-0 lead. Spencer Voisin. Panthers are starting to hit a little bit here. And that'll be Voisin's first RBI of the season. In fact, is 5th RBI overall in the IBL. It's what you want if you're a Panthers fan. Starting to get to Kyle Thomas, but just like that, McTagg hits a hot shot to first and call that a 3-4-3 double play. As they'll erase the lead runner. And that is just some unfortunate turn of events if you're a Panthers fan right there. So a couple of outs for Alessandro Strazzeri. Junior Panther call-up, plays for the Waterloo Warriors in the fall. The delivery, that'll go in for a strike. Strazzeri, only into his second game on the year, was 1 for 4 in his only other game of the year. That was in Chatham-Kent on June 21st. 1 ball, 2 strikes. And that one's going to get right to Thomas. Gets it on the hop, over to first. That's a 1-3 put out to end the inning. But the Panthers get another one across to make it 2-0 for the visitors. Stay with us. This is Royals TV. Welcome back to Guelph Royals TV. Mark Perry here in the broadcast booth. Bottom of the second inning here at Hastings Stadium. A beautiful night for baseball with Franklin Torres getting into the box to start things off for the Royals. Watches that one go across for strike one. Torres, former LA Angels farmhand, hitting .419 in just 7 games on the year. And he'll put that one grabbed there by Gonzalez. Over to first in time. What a play from Raul Gonzalez. Able to get the glove on it, showed a lot of patience, and had plenty of time to get it over the diamond to get it to Misa for the 5-3 putouts. And you want to talk about a guy that's been red hot as of late, J.D. Williams. Hits in 5 of 6. Of those 5 games where he has hits in the last 6, he's got at least 3 hits in 4 of them. Hitting .552 in this stretch. That includes a 4-for-5 outing against the Panthers, and he was the ghost runner in the 10th that came around to score the winning run. facing an 0-1 count. Just missing on the outside, evens the count at 1-1. Against the Panthers this season, Williams 9 for 16, 3 homers, 13 RBI. The 1-1. Holds off on the swing, bounces off of Burnside, and gets away. It's a 2-ball, 1-strike count. Williams on the season hitting .354. One hopper, Gonzalez. He'll retire. JD on the 5-3. And this is where you have such a potent right side or left side when it comes on defense. Normally Spencer Ross is playing over at second base. Jordan Carthy fills in nicely over at second, allowing Ross to move over to short. Gonzalez, normally a shortstop, is able to fill in at third. Usually you'll see Nick Parsons over at third, sometimes over at first. Here's Josh Garton. He'll foul the first pitch he sees. Garton hitting .295 on the year. 7 home runs, many of those coming earlier on this year. Last home run came back in mid-June, so he's been in a bit of a slump when it comes to the long ball. Thought he had a home run against Barrie, although it turned out to be a ground rule double. The delivery, and that just misses on the outside, 2-1. Dueling, let's go Panthers, let's go Royals chants here at Hastings. You know it's a close rivalry game when you have a big, big contingent of fans representing both teams here tonight. 3-1 count here on Garton. Was the DH on Thursday against Kitchener. Went 0 for 1 before he exited the ball game early on. Don't know if he tweaked something or not, but that one's hammered high and into foul territory. And there was a little bit of a question on why he exited the game. He was still in the dugout. Didn't look worse for wear, but you know, if there is anything off, if you're not feeling 100% at this time of season, it's better to take your rests now and get ready for the postseason at the same time. That one's laced into right field, and getting underneath it is McTagg, and that's a 1-2-3 inning. Garton retired on the F9. We're going to break. Third inning upcoming here. Panthers 2, Royals no score.
Heard you looking for a hero. Well, look up. Yeah, I got the heart of a champion. If I get knocked down, I get back up. I got the heart of a champion. If I get knocked down, I get back up.
Welcome back to Guelph Royals TV. Mark Perry here in the booth with you. Danny Garcia, 27 pitches. So far on this one, 16 have gone for strikes. First pitch of the game was to this man, Blake Jacklin, who takes for strike one this time. First pitch he saw, laced it into center field. It left the ballpark. That's the first of 2 runs for the Panthers here this evening. That'll go inside. 1-1 count on the East Tennessee State University product. Came in a little bit later on the year. The 1-1. That one paints the outside for strike 2. But Jacklin has looked well in 18 games this season. .324 he's hitting. Pair of homers. Make it home run number 3 on the season earlier on tonight. Into his 4th IBL season. He, Jed Jarvis, and Andy Leader. That one's inside, 2-2. That trio was the regular trio for the Panthers out in the outfield for a number of seasons. Leader led things in the center field position, with Leader moving on. Now Blake has taken the reins out at center, being that defensive leader. Now facing a 3-2 count. He's got that pop in his bat. The 3-2, swing and a miss. He goes down swinging. And that is strikeout number 3 on the game for Kyle Thomas. It'll bring up Spencer Ross, looking to extend his on-base streak to 20 games here tonight. Should mention that he doesn't actually qualify as a hitter in the sense of being on the leaderboard in the IBL. You do need a minimum number of plate appearances per team game in order to get there. He's just under the mark, but he'd be leading with an on-base percentage if he did, and that's going to hit Ross. And well, he takes his lump, and Franklin Torres is down. Took that ball in a soft spot after it hit Ross. A bit of a deflection, and Torres needs a moment here. He'll get a round of applause. Good to see. So Spencer gets on base safely for the 20th straight game that he has been a starter. Should note I say that because he did not get on base against the Chatham-Kent Barnstormers in one game in the last number of weeks. But he did not actually start that game. Came on in relief at the bottom of the batting order on defense, had one at bat, was retired on a ground out in that one. But again, he did not start in that game, so only had that one plate appearance late in the ball game. Ryan Burnside now the hitter. Knocked a single back in the first inning. Burnside hitting .231 on the year, into his 23rd game of the season. The delivery, that'll go across for a strike. 1-1 count here on Burnside. Former Hamilton Cardinal, played for the Maple Leafs a year ago. Was the OUA Catcher of the Year with the Carleton Ravens back in 2019. The delivery, that one just under the knees. Burnside, a guy that he can catch. We've seen him play in the infield and the outfield. Been a real utility guy for the Panthers this season. Spencer Ross is going to go, swing and a miss, and they're going to get the outs. Spencer Ross caught stealing. And Burnside facing a 2-2 count. Torres uncorked that one to second base, and that was a laser to second to pick off Ross. And now, just like that, there's two away. Burnside. Burns fields it over to first. Good scoop there by Garton. Gets it on the hop. And the Panthers have faced the minimum here in the third. Ross gets on after getting hit by a pitch, but he gets caught stealing. The Panthers, though, remain in the lead, 2-0 as we go to break. Stay with us. This is Guelph Royals TV. Welcome back to Guelph Royals TV. Mark Perry here in the broadcast booth here at Hastings. Ethan Hammond will lead things off for the Royals. The Royals will send their 8-9 one-hitters to the dish to take on Danny Garcia. Garcia, the former Royal, not necessarily always a starter, but getting called into action here to start things off here tonight. Hammond facing a 1-0 count. And that delivery from Garcia is interesting too. It does throw off the hitters at times. You get that kick, a bit of a delay, but just so smooth with it. And that'll go across for a strike. 2-1 count. Danny actually into his first start of the season. He's only pitched in relief so far this year. Although technically, you go back to that doubleheader against the London Majors. It was Yadier Martinez who got the start in that one in early June, as that'll be fouled off. It got rained out, got brought back on July 7th. Turned into a 9-inning affair. It actually started in the third inning, and it was Danny Garcia who started off the game for the Panthers on the resumption. He and Jorge De La Cruz were the two pitchers to get into that game for the Panthers, who ended up winning 14-4. And that'll miss up high. Ball 4. And Hammond will take the free pass. And this will bring up Carson Burns, who has looked good as a member of the Guelph Royals. Former Baycat, hitting .333 in 3 games since moving over. Wasn't hitting too well with the Baycats. Was only just 149 in Barrie in 2024. His worst batting average since 2019. But starting to kick things into high gear. And that's sometimes what you need. Being able to get some new surroundings, get a bit of a refresh. It's a 2-0 count as Danny steps off the bump here for a moment. Burns, in his second game with the Royals, was playing his former mates again for Barrie. Hit a late home run in that game. He had a big outing against the Baycats as part of that 15-3 shellacking by the Royals. Went 3 for 5 with that home run. Actually came back in the 5th of that game. There's a strike painting the outside. Full count with a runner on base. Bottom of the 3rd here at Hastings. The lights starting to be a little bit more important as the sun starts to go down. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Oh, it's actually going to stay 3-2. My apologies. I was going by the scoreboard here at Hastings. It was already 2 strikes on the board there. So he stays alive. It's a 3-2. And that just misses on the outside. And ball 4 issued to Burns.
No third baseman. Number 5, Brando LaRue.
Back to the top of the order with Brando LaRue. Runners on first and second. And Brando just getting the signs from Dino over there at third. Figuring out how they want to play this. Panthers outside infielders are a bit more in. Gonzalez actually on the grass. And you can see why there as Brando was squaring up to bunt. But that'll be strike 1. LaRue grounded out to the third baseman his last time up. Garcia gets the sign. Squares up the bunt again, and that'll be bunted foul. Danny throwing heat on that last one. A little bit too much for Brando there. Brando with hits in 9 of his last 10 games. In fact, 10 of his last 11 he has gotten a hit. And hitting .287. And he'll foul that one off to stay alive. LaRue, his 3rd IBL season, played for the Florida Atlantic Owls this past spring and Division I NCAA. 48 hits and 57 outings, a trio of home runs. Swing and a miss, they got him. That's a strikeout. 1 away here in the 3rd.
Number 6, Connor Morrow.
That'll bring up Connor Morrow. The former Baycat was a strikeout victim, but still reached first base on that dropped 3rd strike by Burnside. Check over at second. And Morrow squaring up to bunt there with 1 away. Interesting to see the approach and what the response is going to be from the Panthers. Royals not afraid to try to drop down a bunt down the line. Saw them working on that during BP earlier on today. That one downstairs. Working on a lot of just intangibles in that BP session when we got to the ballpark just a couple of hours ago. You know, the playoffs around the corner went. The 2-0 well inside. Morrow has to get out of the way. Fans getting a little antsy here in this ballpark. After that one, just nearly missed Morrow. A .308 batting average. Doesn't have a home run to his credit this year. Just in his 13th game. A 3-0. And that's going to go inside, and the bases are loaded. 3 walks issued by Danny Garcia. And this will bring up the former Panther, Andy Leader. Danny Garcia has walked 3, and here comes Rick Boone. He'll have a conversation with Danny Garcia. And I believe that's Jose Vasquez that's with him. And just trying to have a convo, figure out how they want to set this up. Leader of note hit a grand slam against Barrie on Wednesday. Kitchener allowing the opposition to hit 328 on the year with the bases juiced. They have given up a pair of slams this season.
Let's get those hands clapping, Royal City.
Guelph Royals with 3 slams on the year. Leader waiting for the sign. Dino having to tell a couple of youngsters to get off the track. Here at Hastings Stadium, that gravel track around the ballpark, that is still in play. And Leader will take one inside for strike 1. That track is still in play. Once it hits the edge of the grass on the other side of the track, that is considered out of play, where all the fans get to sit. The 0-1, swing and a miss. Fans getting loud here at Hastings. Panthers 2, Guelph no score. Fans hoping for a big hit here from the Kitchener native. Burnside sets up outside. That one grabbed there by Gonzalez. Throw to home. They'll touch home plate. They'll erase Hammond. So they'll keep the bases loaded. Leader reaches on the fielder's choice. It remains 2-0 Kitchener. So Leader has reached on a fielder's choice both times he's been up at the dish. So Burns moves over to third. Morrow's on second. Leader's on first. Garrett Takamatsu will take one inside for ball 1. Tak flew out back in the first inning to left field. It was a laser beam to left field. It got a number of fans out of their seats. And there's a strike. Similar location, but moved and broke a little bit more to the inside as it reached home plate. Tak asking for a little bit of a location notification there. The 1-1 right across, no doubt about that one. Strike number 2. Panthers a strike away from getting out of this one. Danny will get set up. Burnside, see, he sets up a little bit more to the outside. Knocked down the line. Grabbed there by Gonzalez. Throw over to first in time. Gonzalez has been red hot on defense. And he does it there again. Grabs it on the hop. Gets it over to first. And that will strand the runners. It remains 2-0 Kitchener as we head to the fourth here at Hastings. Stay with us. This is Guelph Royals TV. Welcome back to Guelph Royals TV as the Kitchener Panthers holding a 2-0 lead on Guelph as we enter the top half of the fourth. Raul Gonzalez struck out swinging back in the first. And he'll lace that one into right field. 7-game hitting streak extends to 8 for the big Cuban infielder. And he'll lead things off the right way for the Kitchener Panthers. Very similar approach as what you saw with Blake Jacklin in the first when he hit that home run. And you've been seeing it a little bit more when they're having successes. Making contact early on in the count, not allowing Thomas to really get into the groove and work around the strike zone. That's where the Panthers have been able to find a bit of success, is getting bat to ball on those early counts. Nolan Misa swings and misses. Panthers being a little bit aggressive on offense here tonight. When they have been, it's been working out for them. Misa will take one on the inside edge. Just missing for ball one. Fans traveled up Highway 7 from Kitchener, not too thrilled with that one. Thomas getting set. 1 ball, 1 strike. And that'll go down low under the knees. Should note, when you're talking about catchers, Junior Ibarra serving the second of a 2-game suspension here tonight. Was ejected in the ball game against the Welland Jackfish last Sunday. He'll be eligible to play, ironically, against the Jackfish tomorrow afternoon. The 2-1, swing and a miss. Got a piece of it. It's a foul tip. Strike 2. Was ejected on the second batter of the ball game by the home plate umpire. And in the midst of the argument, Junior, and I don't think he meant to do it. That's a chopper. LaRue fields it, gets it over for 1. They're not going to get Misa. And Raul will be retired on the 5-4. So move Misa to first on the fielder's choice. That'll bring up Jordan Carthy. Now back to Ibarra for just a second here. Again, didn't think he meant to do it, but when tossing the ball, as he had the ball in his hand, he had caught the ball with what was called a ball. He argued it was a strike, no dice. Got thrown out. There's a swing and a miss for strike one by Carthy. And then in the midst, out of just pure frustration, tossed the ball and actually hit the umpire. Not really a hard toss by any means, but it's a big no-no to hit the umpire. Likely why he was given the 2-game ban. Served game 1 of 2 on Thursday. Serving game 2 here tonight. Jordan Carthy doubled back in the second. Later came around to score. Runner on first with 1 ball, 1 strike. Tried to square up to bunt there. Pulls back, and Torres was thinking about throwing a first, but Misa was able to retract in time. Misa does have a bit of speed underneath him. Known in the ranks in the OUA as a guy that knows how to steal some bags. Was 10 for 11 with the Warriors in the OUA last fall. The 2-1. That's popped up high. Garton calls for it. He'll make the catch right near first. 2 away. And I think he scared everybody, too. He made sure that everybody was getting away from him. Like a lion calling off his pride, Josh Garton absolutely just raised his voice and made it known that that was his ball. So Carthy retired on the F2 to bring up Spencer Voisin. Sorry, I should say the F3. Voisin singled. He was retired in the second on a 3-4-3 double play. 1 ball, no strikes. The delivery inside, 2-0. Kyle Thomas getting set. The delivery. Puts that one into left field. On the line, and it's going to drop foul. Hammond didn't give up on that play. He galloped over into foul territory. But that ball went too far for him. Good knock there by Voisin. Just couldn't get it on the right side of the line. Voisin, as mentioned before, just 6 hits on the year. The 2-1. Another one fouled off. Trying to get into these deeper counts to try and see what Kyle Thomas has to deliver. 55 pitches in for Mr. Thomas. Former Detroit Tigers farmhand, 28 career appearances in the minors. And that one's going to be laced into left field. Is it going to drop? It will drop, but about 6 inches foul. And Spencer's going to have to drop back to first as he has a laugh there with Josh on the way back. No, you got to go back there, young man. Voisin, just 23 years of age. Josh has a few years on him. The 2-2 inside. Good grab there by Torres to keep it in front of him. It's a full count here with 2 away. I can't even call Garton an old man either. He's just a few months older than I, so 36 years of age. Turned 36 back on April 27th. 10 seasons in the IBL. The delivery to the plate, swing and a miss. Thomas K's Voisin swinging. And we will head to the bottom of the fourth. The Panthers 2, the Royals no score. This is Guelph Royals TV. Welcome back to Guelph Royals TV. Mark Perry here in the broadcast booth. Almost had a slip up the last half of the inning. We're at Hastings Stadium, not Jack Couch Park. We were at Jack Couch Park 48 hours ago, as Torres will put that one into foul territory. This is indeed Guelph Royals TV. Old habits die hard, don't you know? No balls, one strike. Here on Torres. Grounded out to Gonzalez to lead things off in the second. That'll miss upstairs. One ball, one strike. 55 pitches in here for the former Royal, Danny Garcia. The delivery well inside. It'll be curious to see who the Panthers turn to in this game on Thursday. You got Yankiel Morris making his IBL debut. The 2-1 is going to be put into right field. McTagg will get underneath it. He'll make the catch. Torres retired on the F9.
Time to turn up the volume. Center fielder, number 8.
And here comes J.D. Williams. So again, Yankiel Morris making his IBL debut for the Panthers on Thursday. Went 5 innings in that one. Yadian Martinez, who is normally a starter for the Panthers, went 4 1/3, was tagged with the loss against the Royals. Through 60 pitches in that one. Probably won't see him at least until possibly Wednesday here in Guelph, maybe Thursday against Welland. Or maybe you push him even further against Brantford on Saturday. The 1-0. Chopper foul. But, you know, for Yadian, last Sunday against Welland, he started that game, went 4 innings in that one. So really in the last week has worked a full game, if anything. I think if anything, you play him on Thursday because he had such a short outing this previous outing. The 1-1 to Williams. And that'll paint the outside for strike 2, and the fans did not like that one. It looked like it broke toward the outside, but the home plate umpire says that crossed. Fans definitely did not like that one, neither did JD. The 1-2, and Burnside has that one on a hop, gets in behind him. Nobody on base, so no worse for wear there. Vasquez, you saw him earlier on tonight walking with Rick Boone. Wasn't wearing the jersey, might have had a jersey underneath him. Probably won't see him. Swing and a miss for strike 3. And JD goes down swinging. 2 away for Josh Garton.
Number 15, Josh Garton.
But similarly enough, you wonder what the Royals have in their arsenal when it comes to their pitching staff. You had Hector Yon on Thursday go 5 innings. Brandon Deans went 5 as well. Yuki Narita went back on Wednesday as Josh takes one outside for ball 1. Evan Grills won't be available until at least the 9th from what I understand, so you won't see him at least until next week sometime. 2 balls, no strikes here on Garton. He flew out to the right fielder back in the 2nd. The delivery, swing and a miss, strike 1. Again, Garton, 295 on the year. And starting to pick things up again. Did go that 0 for 1 on Thursday, but before that had a 4-game hitting streak going. Check swing, and that is going to appeal over to third, and say he did not go around, so Garton's ahead of the count, 3-1 here. And you've been seeing him take some big hacks. You know he wants to put one over the fence. Chopper, foul. Now a full count. As mentioned before, does not have a home run since he had a 2-home run game on June 19th at Toronto as part of a 15-12 victory. Started off on a torrid pace, 4 home runs in his first 3 games of the season. And he'll take a base for ball 4.
Left fielder, number 28, Ethan Hammond.
But you know he's a team guy, so it's going to be a guy that, sure, individual accolades are nice, but has seen many a diamonds over the years. And has played on a number of teams over the years, notably Kitchener. Swing and a miss for strike 1 by Hammond. Played for the Panthers back in 2017. Hit 205 for them. 226 in the playoffs. Also a member of the Cardinals back in 2021. The delivery, and good block there by Burnside. Hammond in his 3rd IBL year, 24 years of age, a second-team All-Star 2 years ago. An Oakville native, the lefty bat, watches that one go outside. An alumnus of Dieuville, which is also where a number of different players have played. The 2-1 is popped up high. Playable in foul territory. Gonzalez gets underneath it, but he can't make the catch. Gonzalez will get back to his feet. I should say a number of IBL players have played for Dieuville. have Kyle Nash of note from Brantford. Also, Sam Worthen of the Red Sox has also played for Dieuville. And that will go into right field. Base hit for Ethan Hammond. Garton stops on second. And it seems like a red light has gone on for the Guelph Royals when that second out came on the board. A walk to Garton, a single to Hammond. This will bring up Carson Burns. Burns walked in the last inning. And you know he would like to do some damage here for his new team. Burns, as mentioned before, a former Bay Cat. Didn't actually play in the playoffs in 2018 and 2019 as part of his IBL title teams, but was a member of the team during the regular season. Check swing. Doesn't go for it. Also played some college ball. The NJCAA in 2018 and 2019 was with Western Texas College. That's why he didn't play in the playoffs for Barrie those 2 seasons. That one paints the outside, 1-2. An audible groan from the fans here at Hastings. So it's a 1-2 count with runners on board with 2 away. Good protection by Burnside. It's a big game opportunity here for Carson Burns. The 2-2. That just misses outside. And Burns patient enough there. Takes on the last 2. Gets that count to full, and you'll have the runners off on the pitch. Garcia gets the sign from Burnside. See where Burnside sets up here. Looks like maybe a little bit more to the outside. Swing and a miss. They got him. Danny Garcia gets out of 4. Has another strikeout to his total. The Panthers remain up 2-0 as we head to the top half of the 5th. We'll have the out-of-town scoreboard when we come back. Stay with us. This is Guelph Royals TV. Welcome back to Guelph Royals TV. Mark Perry here in the broadcast booth getting set up for the top of the 5th under the lights now here at Hastings Stadium. The sun has lowered into that good night, and the Panthers remain up 2-0. Liam McTagg will lead things off here for the Kitchener Panthers. A quick out-of-town scoreboard update. Bottom of the 9th. in Welland, the Jackfish 6, the London Majors 2. So the Jackfish looking to put a little bit more distance on themselves in the Barrie Baycats. Coming into today, a game and a half. Well, now a game and a half. They were 2 games back. Barrie won earlier on today, 10-5 over Brantford. To get it to a game and a half, looks like it'll go back to 2 games if the Jackfish hold on there. Well, in fact, it is bottom of the 9th, so they didn't actually set that to be a final, but that is a final. Welland improves to 26-9 on the season. That one just misses. In Chatham-Kent, the Barnstormers trailing 15-7 to the Toronto Maple Leafs. Toronto with 9 runs in the 2nd inning. And, of course, the only other game happening right now is the one you're watching here on Guelph Royals TV. 1 ball, 2 strikes here on McTagg. The call up from the Kitchener Junior Panthers. The 22U Junior Panthers, as that one just paints the outside edge for strike 3, and McTagg goes down. And Alessandro Strazzeri, a call-up from the Waterloo organization, will start things off here. 0 for 1 here tonight. Strazzeri spending his time with the Waterloo Tigers in the junior loop. That's a hopper that's going to get over the head of Thomas, over to first, and a 4-3 putout. Strazzeri did his darndest to get down the line, but a good job there by Carson Burns to get to that baseball and get it over to Garton in time. Thomas up to 5 strikeouts here tonight. He's given up 5 hits, 2 runs, hasn't walked anybody. Again, has only walked 1 batter all season. The delivery, and that just misses inside. Ball 1 here on Blake Jacklin. Started off this ball game with a dinger to deep center field. Later struck out in the 3rd. Thomas with the delivery trying to find that outside edge that Cade Strazzeri, but just missing it, and Jacklin didn't bite. These 2 teams will meet again on Wednesday here. That one just misses outside. Part of a busy week ahead for the Guelph Royals. In Toronto tomorrow afternoon at 2 o'clock first pitch. And then back here on Tuesday night with the Chatham-Kent Barnstormers in town. That one misses outside, and that is a walk issued to Jacklin. Just the 2nd walk issued all season by Kyle Thomas. And when you factor in the time of season it is, that is absolutely dynamite. Are you kidding me? You look back at last season, you think about Frank Garces and what he was able to do. I don't think he actually walked anybody until late August. Spencer Ross now the batter, reached on a hit-by pitch in the 3rd. Jacklin's going to go. Throw over to second, and Jacklin gets in there sliding. Jacklin credited with the stolen base. Runner now in scoring position for the Panthers. An 0-1 count on Ross, as that was a dart for a strike. Torres, valiant effort to get it over to second base. Kept in the infield, but Jacklin got a good jump. The 0-1 misses outside. Evens the count at 1-1. As mentioned before, that on-base streak now reaching 20 games for Ross. If he qualified based on plate appearances per game, he would be first in the IBL with a .484 on-base percentage coming into tonight. The 1-1 just misses. Hitting .351 on the year, 74 at-bats. Now you add in the bases on balls, it's 86 plate appearances coming into tonight. And that'll miss down low. 3-1. You also add in some hit by pitches. You don't have that on just the main line here, so again, he's getting close. He's getting a lot closer, and more he appears near the top of the lineup, the more he's going to get those 4-5 plate appearances per game, and there's a strike. Just getting him at the knees. Full count here on Ross. So the more he appears there, near the top of the lineup, he'll get in to qualify based on his plate appearances. And lo and behold, he'll get up there amongst the leaders in the IBL. They appeal over to first, and they'll say Ross went down on strikes, that he went around. They'll strand the runner, and it is still 2-0 Kitchener as we head to the bottom of the fifth. Stay with us. This is Guelph Royals TV. All right. Welcome back to Guelph Royals TV. Brando LaRue will lead things off here for the Guelph Royals, taking on Danny Garcia, who has gotten through 4 innings of work. 79 pitches, 42 of them going for strikes. And that's going through the gap into left field. Base hit to kick things off. Pitch number 80 is a hit. And Brando LaRue gets on with a leadoff single. And if you're the Guelph Royals, you got to start getting something going here. It's just the second hit surrendered by Danny Garcia in this one. Now, we saw it in that game against Barrie. Took a little bit to get something going Yes, Franklin Torres had that home run in the second inning of that game. Took until the fourth inning to really start to get things rolling for them. And that'll miss inside. It'll actually paint the inside edge, according to the home plate umpire. A delayed strike call by Don Michel. 1 ball, 1 strike. And you go back to that game on Thursday. Guelph had those 3 hits in the first, 2 hits in the fourth. They only had 5 hits through 5. Were able to cash in 3 of them. Yankiel Morris gave up all 6 of those hits before he left the ball game. The 2-1 appeal over, and they're going to say Connor went around. Connor can't believe it. 2-2 counts to the shortstop. But all of this to say that just 2 hits coming in, and including that first batter of the 5th, and the runner's just going to go. Brando LaRue will get in with an uncontested stolen base. I don't even think you can call it defensive indifference just based on the jump that LaRue got on that one. He was off. And he's straddling between second and third. Swing and a miss. Connor Morrow goes down on strikes.
Right fielder.
His second strikeout of the game. Fifth strikeout of the ball game for Danny Garcia. We'll bring up the former Panther Andy Leader, who has reached on a fielder's choice both times he has been at the dish. Swing and a miss. Leader. And again, fielder's choices do count as at-bats, so he's 0 for 2 tonight. Delivery to the plate. Swing and a miss again. Leader got a good cut there, but swung over top the baseball. A good job by Garcia. Got that one to dip down as it got near the plate. Kicked the deal, and that'll go into foul territory. Lacing toward the fans sitting out there along the foul line. A free baseball that they can bring. I believe they give out freezies here. A lot of different ballparks do a different thing when you cash in a foul ball. The 0-2 popped up. Garcia gets underneath it, but coming over, and Misa can't make the catch. Misa tried to track it down, and just the way he angled it there, looked like he was going to kind of shield his eyes and try that traditional fly ball catch, but went more underhand once he saw where that ball was going, and it rolled in and out of the glove. Andy Leader will take first base. LaRue over at second. Garrett Takamatsu, 0 for 2 tonight, the batter. Garcia deals, and Takamatsu puts that one deep into right field. Back, and it's going to stay in play. Gets in front of McTagg, throw into the infield, and they're not going to throw home. The Royals are on the board. An RBI for Garrett Takamatsu, and the Royals are within 1. And this will bring up big Franklin Torres. The stadium is a buzzing after that knock from Garrett Takamatsu. And we'll have a mound visit here. Could this be it for Danny? This is the second mound visit. It's like they're just going to have a conversation. So for those scoring at home, LaRue comes around to score. Leader moves over to second. Garrett does advance to first. And it is going to be called a single. I can see why. It was one that got behind the head of Liam McTagg. Didn't bobble it in any way, just didn't track it down enough to get underneath it to make the catch. And now Franklin Torres 0 for 2. You know he would like to get this stadium rocking. Danny deals, and that's going to paint the inside for strike one. Torres from Maracay, Venezuela. (27 years of age, going to be 28 on October 27th. The delivery inside. And you can see it from Garcia there, and that's probably the message. Take it away from the power. Get it away from the barrel of the bat from Torres and force him to swing through. Hit .329 in the Venezuelan League this past spring before arriving here in Guelph. I'll look over to second base. The deal. And again inside. Counts now 2-1. Not even thinking about going to the outside. Is he going to continue to work the inside here on Torres? We'll see. And that one just misses outside. Good job there by Garcia, just showing that I'm not afraid to challenge you. I will go into your wheelhouse area and see if you'll go for it. 3 balls, 1 strike. A look over to Leader. The deal. Popped up and out of play. That'll make the count full at 3-2. Torres with hits in 5 of 7. Seven hits in his last 13. Strike 3 and a throw over to third base. Leader gets over. So a strikeout to Torres swinging. But Leader snags third. And that puts the runners on the corners here for J.D. Williams. That was a good jump by Leader. Taking off on the pitch. The delivery, and that'll be fouled back by Williams. Another guy that's 0 for 2. Leader with 2 stolen bases here tonight. Again, just one of those guys that gets a good read on the baseball, makes him an effective outfielder. That one's going to get through the hole. We have a tie game. J.D. Williams, an RBI single. We are squared up at 2 here at Hastings. And J.D. makes it hits in 6 of his last 7 outings, and he continues to burn the Panthers. His 10th hit against the Panthers this season, his 14th RBI against Kitchener. Garrett moves over to second. JD, of course, on first. Josh Garton, who walked in the fourth, is now up. That misses on the outside, and Burnside keeps it in front of him. What was once 2-0 is now 2-all. A look over to Garrett. That one's going to be knocked down the line. Foul. Garrett had the RBI. And RBI to Williams now. Kitchener had the 2-0 lead. Blake Jacklin hit a home run in the first. Spencer Voisin hit an RBI single in the second. It's where we stood for a while. And swing and a miss. Strike number 2 for Mr. Garton. Former Cincinnati Reds farmhand. Played 3 years in the minors. Went to Quebec of the Canadian American Association. He flies that one. And that'll drop well foul. Played some college ball in Tennessee. Went to Volunteer State Community College in Tennessee. Panthers and Royals will do it again here at Hastings Stadium next Wednesday, 7:30 will be your first pitch. I'll be back here in the broadcast booth to call that one. Still a lot more baseball to play between now and then, though. That one's outside. 2 balls, 2 strikes here on Garton. Quick lookie around the IBL. 10-5 final, Barrie over Brantford earlier on today. Maple Leafs now have an 18-7 lead on Chatham-Kent in the 4th inning. The 2-2 bouncer grabbed there by Misa. He'll tag the bag, and that'll do it. But the Royals get a pair, and we are tied at 2 here at Hastings as we head to the 6th. Stay with us. This is Guelph Royals TV. Welcome back to Guelph Royals TV. Top of the 6th here at Hastings Stadium. Mark Perry here on the call with you. Glad you can join us on this Saturday Eve. Number of games in the IBL. Again, let's take a look around and take a look at how this impacts the standings. The Barrie Bay Cats, a 10-5 victory over Brantford, and Welland, a 6-2 win over London. So they counteract each other. Welland to 26-9, Barrie to 24-11. 2 games separate those two teams in the standings, with about a handful of games remaining. For the Toronto Maple Leafs, this is not good for the Kitchener Panthers if they want to try to climb into 7th place. The Maple Leafs 18, the Chatham-Kent Barnstormers 9. Toronto is a full game up on Kitchener for 7th in the standings. The delivery to the plate. That'll miss outside for ball 1 on Ryan Burnside. By virtue of that loss by Brantford, they are now a game and a half back of Kitchener and sit in that basement where they would not make the postseason. 1 ball, 1 strike here on Burnside. The delivery, and that goes across for strike 2. Burnside can't believe it. Meantime, with the London Majors losing tonight, they are now 5 games back of Welland, a half game back of Guelph. So the Royals, as it stands, are solo in 3rd place in the IBL. Trod over to 1st in time, and Burnside actually threw the bat into the infield. The Royals are contesting that. Didn't like that too much. But it looks like Burnside is not going to get any discipline for that. So he'll just take a seat back with his teammates. So this will bring up Raul Gonzalez. Hit a single back in the 4th. And now the Panthers fan contingent that made the trip up Highway 7 starting to get loud here at Hastings. And now a Guelph Royals fan starting to try to counteract that. 1 hopper into the infield. Grabbed there by Morrow. Throw over to 1st and in time. Gonzalez retired on the 5-3. So just like that, 2 away here for Nolan Misa. For Kyle Thomas, that pitch count starting to creep up there. Sitting at 77 pitches. This is a very quick inning so far, as that'll be fouled back. Walked in with 74. So he could have a quick outing here if he can retire Misa early on in the count. That would set him up well. Swing and a miss. That would set him up well to perhaps go into the 7th. But that remains to be seen. There is some activity happening in the Royals bullpen. The delivery, swing and a miss, strike 3. A quick inning for the Royals. Kyle Thomas gets out of it. We are through to the bottom of the 6th here at Hastings. It is the Kitchener Panthers 2, the Guelph Royals 2. This is Guelph Royals TV. Welcome back to Guelph Royals TV. New pitcher into the ball game. It's going to be Nathan Laird taking over for Danny Garcia. Garcia finishing off a 5-inning affair. 105 pitches, 60 of them going for strikes. He gave up 2 runs on 5 hits, walked 4, struck out 6, faced 25 batters. Both of those runs coming in the 5th. That one gets underneath Burnside for ball 1 as we start things off with Ethan Hammond for the Guelph Royals. Hammond has reached base. Both times he's been up to the dish. It's 1 for 1. Walked in the 3rd, hit a single in the 4th. Was retired at home plate on a force out. The delivery, the 2-0, it gets under Burnside again. Burnside's having a bit of trouble keeping that ball in front of him the last couple of pitches. So for Nathan Laird coming into this game, his 12th appearance of the season. ERA is a bit inflated, but had a couple of rough outings earlier in the year, including against these Guelph Royals. A 12.46 ERA, and that's going to get through the gap into left field. Ethan Hammond leads things off with a single here for the Royals.
Second baseman, number 7, Carson Burns.
2 singles for Hammond here tonight to bring up Carson Burns. Back to Laird. 9 strikeouts to 7 walks on the year. It's pitched in 8 2/3 innings coming into tonight. Laird with the delivery, and that'll just miss downstairs. 1 ball, no strikes here on Burns. Walked in the 3rd, struck out in the 4th. The delivery, and that gets by Burnside. Call that one a wild pitch. And that'll be a free pass to second base for Ethan Hammond. And they're going to call for time to get a new baseball here. A key time of the ball game. Can the Panthers quell the rally from the Guelph Royals? Had given up just the 1 hit through 4 innings. That one fielded by Carthy, and he can't get it on the hop. A Buckner hop gets through him, and coming in to score is Hammond, and the Guelph Royals have just taken a 3-2 lead. Burns will advance on the E4. Hammond was all the way around third already on that grounder. He was going to third anyway. But as soon as that gets by Carthy, Hammond sees nothing but imagination in front of him and just trots in to score. What was once 2-0 for the visitors is now 3-2 for the home side. Brando LaRue now the batter. With a little bit more energy in the step of the hometown faithful here at Hastings Stadium. The delivery, and that just misses high. Brando singled and scored in the 5th. Was the first Royals run of the evening. Has a stolen base to his credit tonight, too. Swing and a miss. And Burnside actually hit the bat. That almost brought memories of 2015. Burnside trying to throw over to second. And they're going to call interference. So is Burns out here? So Dino's going to have a conversation here with Don Michelle. This is interesting. I'm not too sure what part of the anatomy of LaRue that baseball hit. Burnside was ready to deliver to second base to try to pick off the runner, but it hit LaRue. And you know the rule in baseball, you saw it, I think everybody saw it in 2015, the infamous incident in the 7th inning when Russell Martin tried to throw that ball back to the pitcher's mound when it hit the bat of the Texas Rangers player. And it allowed the runner to advance. A whole lot of malarkey happened in that 7th inning, which neared an hour. We all remember what happened in the bottom half of that inning. The bat flip heard around the country. The umpires are now going to have a conversation about this. Now, it's not necessarily going to be a mirrored rule here in the IBL. They're going to allow Burns to stay at second base. And now Rick Boone is going to have the explanation heard here. Now, if it hits the anatomy of LaRue, I would imagine that would end up being called catcher's interference, but it may have hit the bat, I do believe, because it's not like Burnside was into the batter's box. He was over the plate. LaRue wasn't exactly hovering over the plate either. I'd have to take a look at the replay just to see what that ball hit. If it hit the bat, well, again, you just have to harken back to 2015 to know what that rule is. Again, it's not as cut and dry, and here's a cut and paste rule in the rule book from the major leagues here to the IBL. Although, as we know, the IBL has done its best over the years to change along with the rules that are brought into the major leagues. So nonetheless, Carson Burns advances to second, and it's a 2-2 count here on Brando LaRue. The delivery, and he did not go around, just missing the outside. Full count here on LaRue. So Carson Burns stands on second. The 3-2 inside, and LaRue will advance and get on board for the second time tonight.
Shortstop, number 6, Connor Morrow.
The Royals have a run in this inning, looking to add to it. They lead the Panthers 3-2 here on a Saturday night under the lights at Hastings. The wind blowing the flags a little bit more outward, although not really a strong wind by any means. It's more of a flutter, if anything. Squaring up to bunt, that's going to go well out of play. So we'll call Burns on the wild pitch, advancing to second base. Morrow, no balls, 1 strike. Has been tagged with 2 Ks tonight, although he did advance to first on a drop third strike in the first. Dropped the bunt down, fielded by Gonzalez over to first, and not in time. Bases are loaded. An infield hit for Connor Morrow with nobody out. And Andy Leader will step in for his fourth plate appearance of the night. And I think this might be it for Nathan Laird. Boone comes out, takes the ball out of his hands, and we will have a new pitcher into the ball game for the Kitchener Panthers. Bases are loaded, nobody out here in the bottom of the sixth inning. We'll be back after this. Don't go anywhere. This is Guelph Royals TV. Welcome back to Guelph Royals TV. Bottom of the sixth, bases loaded. Andy Leader will now take on Jose Vasquez, who comes into the ball game here for the Kitchener Panthers. Key situation, and Vasquez is a strikeout pitcher, throws a lot of heat, can work the quadrants. This is the exact kind of scenario that can be tailor-made for a guy like him. Good movement there for strike one. Vasquez at one point was second to his teammate Yadian Martinez for strikeouts in the IBL. Comes in with a 3-4 record, a 6.41 ERA. The delivery, swing, and he got a piece of it. And that's going to hit the home plate umpire. That is not good, folks. Don Michelle is down, and they're going to check on him. Vasquez delivered that pitch. It was fouled off by Andy. And that is just something you don't like to see. He's onto his knees. We're going to take a quick break. We'll be back. Welcome back to Guelph Royals TV. A round of applause for Don Michel getting to his feet here. Looks like he's going to come out of the ball game. We saw a replay, and this is the thing with baseball too, and teams that have the training staffs that they do. Both trainers for both teams coming out to check on him, and Don's going to come out of the game. They're going to have a new home plate umpire here. We saw the replay. It went off the mask. And I talked about it before with Jose being a strikeout kind of pitcher that brings a lot of heat. That was a hard-thrown ball, trying to get it dead center across the plate. Andy got a little bit of a piece of it, and you saw the mask move, and he went down in a heap. And that's all I'm going to say. And Gar Fitzgerald is our photographer for the Guelph Royals. He's also a paramedic here in Guelph, Wellington County. So we have a number of capable hands in the medical field here in Guelph tonight. And definitely, Don, we're thinking of you, bud. Hopefully it's not something that keeps him out long term. Going to take a little bit more of a break here in the ballpark as everybody is just kind of holding their breath. That was a audible hush. It remains bases loaded. When we get back to action, Leader will face an 0-2 count. The music is playing here, and Panthers are leaving the field. And so are the Royals. The conversation happening on the field. Two separate convos happening. You have the battery mates in Burnside and Vasquez just in front of home plate, and just to the left of them on the other side of the third baseline, that is Rick Boone and Dino Ramel, the two field managers here tonight. Not too sure what is happening here in Guelph. Of course, the more important thing is the health of Don Michel, the home plate umpire, who took one to the head. It went off the mask. But if you're a catcher, if you're an umpire in any kind of hardball kind of baseball, that is a tough job to do. And that is everybody's nightmare when you take a position in behind the plate. So we're going to take a quick break. We'll come back in just a few moments and update the situation as is. The three outfielders for Kitchener remain on the field out in deep center. Everybody else has gotten back into their respective dugouts, as we're just kind of in a waiting pattern here to see how this game will resume. Stay with us. This is Guelph Royals TV.
Hardline drive up the middle. Whoa! Lindor out of nowhere. How did he do that?
That Lindor can play. I don't know about that hair. And don't get me started on those gloves.
I don't know. I kind of like it.
It's time for a revolution. The Ref 1X by Rollins.
Welcome back to Guelph Royals TV. Still in a bit of a holding pattern here at Hastings, but we didn't want you to just look at our logo the whole time. Mark Perry here in the broadcast booth. Don Michael, the home plate umpire, taking a pitch off the mask. Actually, it was a foul ball that went off the mask. The remaining two umpires now coming back onto the field. There's going to be a conversation here. As Jose will get into some warm-up pitches here. And it looks like one of them had some gear. So we do hope Don is all right. We'll be thinking of him. And as I mentioned before, he is in the most capable of hands here at Hastings Stadium. Not only trainers, but considering a paramedic also takes the photos for this team. Don will get the best treatment, that is for sure. So now down to two umpires, as we will continue on here in this game. No balls, 2 strikes here on Andy Leader with the bases loaded, nobody away. The Guelph Royals 3, the Kitchener Panthers 2, bottom of the 6th. Getting ready to resume things here. The delivery, that's foul back. So we remain no balls, 2 strikes. Leader fouls the last 2. The delivery, and Burnside keeps in front of it. 1 ball, 2 strikes. So we can confirm that play with Brando LaRue earlier on in this inning did indeed hit his bat when Burnside tried to throw back. And that's popped up. Playable shallow right field. Underneath it, McTaggy drops it. 1 run comes in to score. Leader gets on. 4-2 Guelph. That'll be an error charged to the right fielder.
Legendary hitter, number 4, Derek Amatsu.
This will bring up Garrett Takamatsu. Burns crosses the plate. LaRue to third, Morrow to second. And swings at that one and misses. Tak 1 for 3 tonight. A ground out, a fly out. Singled in the 5th, was later stranded as part of that 2-run inning. And Burnside protects it again. Jose will get his sign here from Burnside. See what he can try to cook up here on the 1-1. That one's knocked down the line, but foul. One ball, 2 strikes here on Tak. Former league MVP, former league rookie of the year. The 1-2, Burnside keeps it in front of him and throw over to third, and they're going to catch LaRue on the run down. That he evades, tries to get around Burnside, and Burnside finally tags him out. Oh, LaRue, he tried. Caught flat-footed. He could not get back over to third, but a good heads-up play by Morrow and Leader. In the midst of paying attention to LaRue, Morrow and Leader both advanced to second and third, respectively. Two-two count here on Tack. Takamatsu, grabbed there by Gonzalez, throw over to first in time. Royals add another one onto the board to make it 5-2. And right there, that is Gonzalez. Heads up play, knowing he's not going to be able to get the runner at home, and decides to just go over to first to get the out. And that's a trade-off the Royals will take every time. So Morrow comes in to score. Over to third goes Leader. So runner on third base here for Franklin Torres. And he'll watch that one just miss. Broke more to the outside. The 1-0. Right to Vasquez, who knocks it down, and he gets the out. That was a hot shot, and Jose said, no way. Throws it over to first to get the out, but the Royals score 3 here in the inning, and they have taken a 5-2 lead as we head to the 7th here at Hastings. Stay with us. This is Guelph Royals TV. Welcome back to Guelph Royals TV. We got a debut alert. The IBL debut of Drew Durst. As the Royals send a call to the bullpen, brought to you by Lucky Belly. 5-2 lead for the Royals. They have clawed back in the last 2 innings. Pair of runs in the 5th, 3 runs in the 6th. We are in the 7th. The delivery, swing and a miss by Carthy for strike 1. Durst, a guy that can play the infield, can also pitch. The Piano, Texas native, 6'7", 230. The delivery well outside. Plays his collegiate ball at Cameron University in Oklahoma. 300-plus hitter in his last 2 seasons collegiately. The 2-1, swing and a miss. So Kyle Thomas exits the ball game. And a stellar outing for him. Only gave up 2 runs on 5 hits and 6 innings of work. Walked the 1, struck out 7. 23 batters faced. The 2-2, swing, and he got a piece of it. And a hard hit baseball. And if you're just joining us, another audible gasp as that one went off the bat and just missed the home plate umpire, Don Michael, getting medical attention here at Hastings after he was clocked by a foul ball in the last inning. Torres sets up outside, swing and a miss, strike 3.
Left fielder number 16, Spencer Voisin.
Carthy goes down on strikes. The first IBL strikeout for Drew Durst. Counts as an import, so the Royals did have to do some maneuvering. Voisin, swing and a miss for strike 1. So the 4 imports for the Royals right now as it stands: Drew Durst, Yuki Narita, Franklin Torres, and Hector Yan. The 0-1 is going to be fouled off. No balls, 2 strikes here on the left fielder. Voisin 1 for 2 tonight. Has a single and a strikeout. The delivery. Morrow will leave it for LaRue. Over to first in time. Voisin retired on the 5-3, 2 away for Liam McTagg. The junior Panther call-up. Is 0 for 2 tonight. Rung up on a 3-4-3 double play in the second. And he'll foul that one back. Hits the backstop. A strikeout in the 5th. Drew Durst throwing a bit of heat here so far. Starting to get a little bit more of an eye of what he's all about on the mound as he picks the inside edge. Around the IBL, got 2 finals on the board: 6-2 Welland over London, Barrie 10-5 over Brantford. The delivery upstairs. McTagg gets out of the way. Bottom of the 6th, the Toronto Maple Leafs 20, the Chatham-Kent Barnstormers 9. Toronto really putting on an offensive show. And there's strike 3. 3 up, 3 down. We head to stretch time here at Hastings. The Guelph Royals 5, the Kitchener Panthers 2. We'll be back after this. Don't go anywhere. This is Guelph Royals TV. Welcome back to Guelph Royals TV. To the bottom of the 7th we go. The Guelph Royals 5, the Kitchener Panthers 2. J.D. Williams will step in here for the Royals to take on Jose Vasquez. Royals have really picked things up in the last 2 innings. Holds off, but it crosses black for strike 1. The last 2 innings, they have scored 5 runs on 6 hits. Before that, no runs off of 1 hit. They have really gotten things going as this game has gone along. Danny Garcia started for the Panthers, went 5 innings, gave up 5 hits. Actually went into the 6th. And that'll be fouled off of Burnside. He'll take a quick breather here. Gave up 5 hits, 2 runs, 4 walks. Struck out 6, facing 25 batters. Vasquez will get set up here. That'll be fouled off. Nathan Laird came into the ball game in the 6th. Didn't actually get credited with going any innings whatsoever, so he didn't retire anybody, as that one's laced into right field. Back, McTagg will make the catch. And JD is retired on the F9. 1 for 4 is JD tonight. And here comes Josh Garton. He has moved down in the lineup since earlier on this season. Was hitting .700 through the first 3 or 4 or so games. Had 4 home runs in that time. Was the player of the month in May. But again, you can't expect that kind of pace to go throughout the entire of the regular season. Now misses down low for ball 1. Garton 0 for 2 tonight. Walked back in the 4th. Laird faced 4 batters. Gave up 3 runs. 1 of them earned on 2 hits. Walked 1. Swing and a miss. Evens the count at 1-1. We're under the lights live here at Hastings Stadium. Glad you can all join us on the Guelph Royals YouTube channel. Hit that like and subscribe button. You'll be notified anytime we're on the air. The 1-1 right across Broadway for strike two. And you go back to those first 4 innings where the Royals only mustered 1 hit. They did walk 4 times. That one's knocked down the line. Gonzalez over to first and in time. What a throw yet again. We've been saying that a lot tonight, folks. Raul Gonzalez dialed in on defense.
Left fielder, number 28, Ethan Hammond.
Garton retired on the 5-3, and this will bring up Ethan Hammond. 2 singles and a walk tonight. And you go back to Vasquez. His last appearance came in a start. That was in that 4-3 loss in 10 innings in Barrie last Saturday on the 27th of July. Gave up 11 hits, yes, but part of that pitching duel with Frank Garces. Right across Broadway for strike one. Both he and Garces went 8 innings in that one. And although both of them gave up a number of hits, by my count, I believe Garces may have given up about 12. That one's across for a strike right at the knees. Although they gave up all of those hits, they both seemed to find a way to keep those runners stranded and really limited a lot of the damage, hence why the score was 3-3 going into extras. The delivery, swing and a miss. Strike 3. A much-needed 1-2-3 inning for the Panthers. We go to the 8th here at Hastings. Guelph 5, Kitchener 2. We'll be right back. This is Guelph Royals TV. Welcome back to Guelph Royals TV. Here in the broadcast booth, live under the lights at Hastings Stadium. Glad you can join us. Mark Perry here in the broadcast booth. We head to the 8th. The Panthers trailing by 3 against the Guelph Royals. Alessandro Strazzeri will step in here to start things off for the Panthers. The 9-1-2 batters due up for the visitors here this inning. Drew Durst in his IBL debut. That one's fouled. Goes off the mitt. They're going to give Torres just a quick moment to recoup. It's actually A.J. Carosis that is in the batter's box. They didn't flag us down, so didn't catch that one immediately. Our apologies. So it is A.J. Carosis taking over for Strazzeri. And there's a strike. 0-2 count here on Carosis. Was 2 for 4 on Thursday against Guelph. Guy has been given a number of opportunities, but swings through that one for strike 3. One away here for Blake Jacqueline. So Blake started off the festivities here tonight. A home run to dead center on the first pitch of the ball game. A whole lot has changed since then. Square it up to bunt. That'll be strike 1. Jacqueline would love to get a rally started here for the Panthers. They're within striking distance. Panthers had that 2-0 lead for much of this game before Guelph tied it up in the 5th. Royals would tack on another 3 the next inning to put the scoreline where it is now. That one's upstairs. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Fans are having a time here at Hastings tonight. They'll be able to do it again on Wednesday here. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Drew Durst has K'd 4 of the first 5 batters he has seen here in the IBL. 3 of the 4 have gone down swinging. Those will bring up Spencer Ross. Looking for an opportunity to just get on base. Maybe do more. And that'll be well up and in. 1 ball, no strikes. Ross, a Lawrence University grad, 3-sport athlete in high school, played baseball, basketball, did some cross country on top of that. There's a strike. Of course, you see a lot of athletes do that, and then they'll choose a devotion toward one sport later on. That's a strike. Went toward the outside edge, it broke, and was able to catch a bit of the black. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Here for Ross. Durst looking to get out of the inning here. He delivers well outside. You know, of note, Guelph, one of their Olympians, of course, Jacqueline Madogo, track star, started off, did a little bit of track in high school, did a year, won a bronze medal in OFSA. Turned to soccer, got recruited to the University of Guelph, turned to track, and now she's in Paris. The 2-2, and that is ball 3. But it is a tough choice to make when you are in love with a number of different sports. When you love the game so much, it's a hard habit to kick, to focus on just one. The 3-2, and that's strike 3. Ross goes down looking. 5 strikeouts for Drew Durst at his IBL debut, and he looks like he is cooking. The Royals are cooking. They're up 5-2 as we head to the bottom of the 8th. This is Guelph Royals TV. We'll be back after this. Welcome back to Guelph Royals TV. The 9-1-2 hitters due up for the Guelph Royals here in the bottom of the 8th. The Royals 5, the Panthers 2. Royals at 19-12 on the year, looking for win number 20 on the regular season and win number 10 at home. Swing and a miss. Royals are 9-5 at home, 10-7 on the road. Contrast that to Kitchener, their 10-22 record, 5-11 both home and away. Carson gets the delivery there from Jose Vasquez, and that'll be strike 2 right down Broadway. Here comes another delivery, and Burns will foul that one off. Burns pops it up into the Bermuda Triangle. Who's going to get to it? It'll be caught. And that is an F8. Caught by Blake Jacklin, who called everybody off. So one away here for Brando LaRue. The inside infielders playing pretty much on the edge of the grass toward the outfield. The delivery to LaRue, he'll foul that one off. If you're just joining us, Don Michael was the home plate umpire. Took a foul ball to the mask and taken out of the game to receive medical attention. Just have 2 umpires left here on the field. One of them has taken over at home plate. Francisco DiBiase and Mike Kinnear, the 2 remaining here at Hastings, doing a fine job. We're hoping for the best of health for Don as well. And the appeal over to first, and LaRue did not go around. Jose Vasquez checks on the ball there. 1 ball, 2 strikes here on Brando. Swing and a miss. Strikeout for Vasquez.
Shortstop, number 6, Connor Morrow.
2 away here for Connor Morrow. The Guelph Royals will be back in action tomorrow afternoon at 2 o'clock at Christie Pitts. You can watch that one on the Maple Leafs YouTube channel. And then a pair of home dates, Tuesday and Wednesday here at Hastings, both 7:30 starts. Chatham Kent will be in town on Tuesday. These same Panthers will be in town on Wednesday. Knocked into the infield. Misa fields it. Over to play first is Vasquez, and Morrow will be retired on the 3-1 to end the inning. Panthers get out of a much-needed 8th inning unscathed. A 1-2-3, and we head to the 9th. Can the Panthers rally? We'll be back after this. Don't go anywhere. This is Royals TV. Back here at Hastings Stadium on Guelph Royals TV. Top of the ninth, Drew Durst remains in here looking for the save. It'll be Burnside, Gonzalez, and Misa. Due up for the Panthers unless they go to a pinch hitter. One goes wide of the strike zone. Burnside, 1 ball, no strikes. And that'll be fouled off. One ball, 1 strike here on Burnside. The delivery to the plate. That'll bounce off of Torres. So we talked about Guelph. Kitchener, their next action will be tomorrow afternoon at home. 2 o'clock first pitch at Jack Couch Park against the Welland Jackfish. They'll be off after that until Wednesday when they come right back here to Hastings. And Burnside will foul that one off again. Part of a busy week for the Panthers. Monday, Tuesday off, and then a whole lot of travel. Here in Guelph on Wednesday, into Welland on Thursday, into Brantford on Saturday afternoon, and then hosting Barrie the following Sunday. The 2-2 inside, and Burnside now facing a 3-2 count. Durst gets the sign. That one's hit into right field. Leader will get underneath it. Near the warning track, he'll make the catch. 1 away here in the 9th for Raul Gonzalez. 1 for 3 tonight. His lone hit came in the 4th, a single. Durst deals. Gonzalez watches that one miss upstairs. Gonzalez extending his hitting streak to 8 games with that single. Hit .424 in the previous 7 coming into tonight. And that one's a hot shot to Connor Morrow. He'll make the grab, a line out, and the Panthers are down to their final out.
First baseman number 20, Nolan Misa.
And that's just one of those liners where you're just in the right position, the ball is coming at you. No fault of Gonzalez there, as you're just trying to, put bat to ball. The delivery upstairs. Nolan Misa in the batter's box. Reached on a fielder's choice in the 4th. Struck out the other 2 times he was up. Pops that one up. This is playable. Garton will watch, and that's the ball game. As Leader actually makes the catch. He faked me out, did Garton. He was looking up to the sky, trying to read that ball, but Andy Leader makes the catch out in right field. The Guelph Royals have now won 3 straight ball games. They improve to 20-12 on the year. A full game up on the London Majors for 3rd place in the IBL, just a few back of Barrie and Welland. There is a little bit more space, of course, between 1st and 2nd into that 3rd and 4th conversation, but the Guelph Royals are having themselves quite the run in the last 3 games in particular. They have won 4 of their last 5, and my goodness, their pitching just looks unbelievable, and they have brought in a few deadly arms to make up for what is an already potent defense. Their bats are coming alive at the right times as well. And it's the right guys that are doing it, and it's everybody else around them that are also chipping in at the same time. You'll look at the score line, the guys that were doing the job. Takamatsu, 1 for 4 with a pair of RBI. J.D. Williams continues to get it done. Ethan Hammond had a good ball game, had a pair of hits. But again, it's the defense that has been getting it done yet again. As Kyle Thomas comes in, pitches 6 innings, gives up 5 hits, and just the 2 earned runs. Strikes out 7, and then Drew Durst comes in and pitches a 3-inning save. Doesn't give up a hit, strikes out 5. Just some unbelievable work here for the Guelph Royals. For the Kitchener Panthers, meantime, well, they continue to look for answers. They kept the Royals off the board for the first 4 innings. They only gave up 1 hit. The pitching from Danny Garcia, the former Royal, was potent for the Panthers here tonight. Kitchener got on the board early. Blake Jacklin hitting a home run off the first pitch of the ball game. Jordan Carthy doubles and later scores in the second. 2-0 for the most part. And then you go into the 5th. 2 runs for Guelph. They tie it up on 4 hits. 3 runs more in the 6th tacked on. That is the final score, 5-2. Kitchener, 8 straight losses, 10-23 on the year. They'll face the Welland Jackfish tomorrow afternoon as they continue to battle to keep themselves alive. The Brantford Red Sox still within striking distance of the Panthers. Just a half game separating those 2 teams by my count. I'd have to look at the standings once everything is updated. The Red Sox losing tonight. It's actually a full game separation between those 2 teams. They both meet. The Red Sox and Panthers actually meet twice over the next couple of weeks. Those are going to be 2 key ball games to watch out for in the bottom of the standings. For Guelph, meantime, they still got some key matchups upcoming in the final few games of the regular season. In particular, they have some games against the Maple Leafs. There's the game against Kitchener on Wednesday night. Still got to play London twice. Those are going to be 2 big battles for the Guelph Royals. But until then, for the next couple of weeks, still a lot of baseball to come here at Hastings and around the IBL. Guelph wins 5-2, 20-12 on the year. Next matchup at home here on Tuesday night, 7:30 against Chatham-Kent. My name is Mark Perry saying so long from Hastings Stadium, and I bid you adieu. Good night.